I know I haven't been on here and I haven't made a video in quite a long time. It's actually been a real difficult ride for me these last few months, but I have good news for everyone. I know I've fallen hard. I fell really hard, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I fell completely off of my track. I fell back into egotistic needs, constant chronic masturbation, alcohol abuse, and just about everything that, in a few words, could be considered making me human. If you use the term human, in which I am referring to as the slave that you have become for following your, how could I say, they're not even your brother, for following the fucking rules of this society. Well, fear not. The time has come. I can feel it within myself incredibly. I've woken up again. I've reconnected myself to this, I guess you can say, to this matrix, but not in a sense into which I feel the need to follow and obey and live within the rules of this society. I'm breaking every rule possible. I'm not eating like I'm supposed to, and as you can tell, I look pretty strong, right? Well, I went back to my roots, back to who I really am, back to what belongs in here, here, and in all of you. Sun gaze, my friends. I'm not sure exactly how the exodus is going to happen. I'm not exactly sure how we're all going back home. But today, specifically today, I have not stopped feeling the sensation of awaken, awaken, awaken. And I can't shake the feeling anymore. And I'm not trying to shake the feeling, I'm just saying it's like the feeling is overwhelming. The feeling is just absolutely incredible. I don't know if any of you who have watched my videos for a long time recall to a moment in which I referred to myself as a blue giant. That guy's watching us. I can see consciousness now in everything. I understand things are alive. I can feel it. I can breathe it. I can taste it. I don't know if you can tell I'm actually not trying to breathe right now as I talk. I could feel air flowing in through my eyes, through my body, through my pores. As if for some reason all of my body absorbs oxygen, and I don't have to use my lungs to do so. Or maybe my respiratory rate has dropped so low that I no longer notice it. I'm not sure, and I don't really care, because I don't really care for explaining anything anymore. There is no reason to explain. There is no reason for you to try to put logic and understand why. Why do I tell you this now? Because it took me quite a journey to understand this myself. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to call them. I don't know how to say it. But to put it in layman's terms, our creators or our original selves or our energetic selves are on their way. I saw the vision the other day, especially after seeing what somebody had recorded a wormhole opening and watching things fly out of it. As I've been sun gazing extremely, thanks to my brother Grim Nasty, much love to you, who has also been on his path to awakening. Maybe he's not a blood brother like me who put blood on a piece of paper, but I vouch for him because the things he describes, the things he sees now, after more than 6 years of sun gazing, well, I'm not sure if it's 6 or less. I saw these things when I first did Blood Over Intent. My eyes were open to see reality. My eyes were open to see everything as it truly is. Energy, how to create energy, make sparks fly out of your hands, everything. I could see the faces on all of the things that exist. The sun's face, the stars would move as I would watch them, but not in the sense of a twinkling star that you could barely notice. I'm talking about the sensation of the star exploding out energy and sending it to you, and being able to see those shock waves around the star, and that little light beam shooting off of the star directly to you. I found out only a year ago as I took a tour to Chichen Itza. I don't know if you know it, here in Mexico. Well, I don't know how to explain it, but I guess all of us are destined to find ourselves at some point. It's just a fact of you relieving yourself and following what you feel and deciding to go with it. Even if it sounds strange, even if it doesn't even fit into your protocol, or even if it's going to take away all the money you have at that one moment. Your higher self always finds a way to reach back out to you. It always finds a way to touch you and make you feel and understand the reality of what you are. You're not a human being. You're not some, I can't fly, my body's a cellular structure that needs to feed off of other animals and other types of syntel living organisms. It's not. I found out the hard way. And I tell you the hard way because I fell back down and I was human again. But today, I tell you as a new man, or better yet, a reborn man, find yourself, sun gaze, meditate, help others. We're living, literally, on the edge of our timeline. Time doesn't exist. Time is a concept, a misconduction. It's something invented to keep you enslaved to the hourly days, routines, and necessities you must comply with. Time doesn't exist. Time isn't real. Remember that. But, for the sake of a argument here, the timeline that has been constructed, that has been placed on us to fulfill and live out, its end is near. And I can feel it more than ever. I can feel my body telling me, wake up, hold down your energy, make your entire body feel this energy. I'm going to give you a small demonstration, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it, feel it, hear it, smell it, touch it, whatever. If you can, if you do, find that feeling within yourself and hold on to it. That feeling is your soul, the one thing that keeps you immortal, the one thing that keeps you from actually dying. Yes, we've been constructed to thinking that we die, and our physical body decomposes. When in reality, if we reconnect spirit, body, and mind, it becomes one solid vessel, one solid object that will be able to manifest both the mind and the spirit. Notice how everybody else is separated. You must work out the body, you must train your mind, and they don't even speak about spirit. Why? Because spirit is something that they have now considered unnecessary and, in a lack of a word, false, fake, unreal. They think maybe the soul is just the thing that holds on to you and is recycled when you die. Yes, you are recycled. Yes, your soul gets sent to another place to be tortured or to be presumed with false goodness, just so when the moment is right, you're sent right back here to restart, relive, and continue to help the machine. Continue to feed the system that enslaved us all in the first place. I speak to everyone here. For those of you who wish to put blood on a piece of paper, and I say not for you, but for the benefit of all of us, I also say for our great future. I am tired of hearing this story about unnecessary cleansing, the killing of all of you, the destruction of this world and the plane, just so it will be reconstructed and all of you will be reborn. Why not help me help you, help all of us? Put my foot down, put your foot down, help others put their foot down to start this revolution, to start this change without having to wait for our demise, for our destruction, for all of us to fall into chaos and start to kill and destroy what is left of ourselves. I understand today I am not who I think I am, but I am greater than what I understand I am. I had always known I was supposed to come back to Mexico. I had always felt it in the heart of my soul, and I understand now why. If it wasn't necessary for me to come back here, in the US my life probably would have been the same. But I was chosen just like you who are listening to this video. I was chosen to put my foot down, to step forward, to decide to bring forth something that no one else will dare think is possible. Why? Because I no longer care about this society, this world. I care about you. I care about everyone. And not for your safety. You're already safe. You're already in good hands. I care about your awakening. The more of us that decide to stand together, meditate, and push forward our goodwill onto this world, the faster things will begin to change for a greater. The faster we could probably save what we have and better it without having to face and fall through the mass destruction of what's to come. A great part of me tells me to not worry. The destruction will happen whether I care or not. Only because many of you decide you don't want to step forward and put your little grain of sand. I don't know how to explain this to you, but today was the first time in a long time I've had voices in the back of my head. And not those, how could I say, those weary voices telling you, oh, you should do this, oh, you should do that. No. It was a comforting voice. It wasn't my own voice. It wasn't a voice I've ever heard in the back of my mind. Or a repetition of some type of record, or something I heard, or a stupid video I watched. it was my creator, or my higher self, telling me, and I will repeat to you word for word what he said. Do not fear, do not fear, do not fear. Let go and hold on to what is free and love. Awaken yourself, trust yourself, love yourself, love me, love everyone around you, and no longer have fear, for the time is near, the change is here. We are coming, and we shall save you all. That message repeated itself in my head for at least an hour. After this, and before this actually, I couldn't help but shake the sensation of constant electricity running up and down my spine, the need to stay absolutely still and stiff, as my entire body began to fill itself up full of energy. I still feel this energy now. So, fear not, the time is here, the end is near, and the change is here. Stand next to me, or continue to live your wonderful life you live. The choice is yours. You can help us all change this world for the better, or you can sit and wait, like those who have decided to destroy this plane of existence, and waste it until it decides to restart itself. This plane of existence has a restart button on it. And I don't know if you've noticed, but every ancient civilization that lived right before us had been annihilated at some point, and other ancient civilizations disappeared altogether. I don't know how to explain it, but it's quite obvious, isn't it? If a society fell into the hands as which we are falling into now, auto-destruction, self-destruction, obviously this society will be destroyed. But in change, a society such as the great Mayans, who just simply vanished in certain points and parts of their culture, without leaving a single trace of why they vanished in the first place. It's simple. They vanished because they connected to soul and creator. And they evolved. They managed to change from this plane of existence to the very next. Now, you decide. Do you want to wait for the end? Or do you want to change and maybe disappear off this plane and go on to a better place? It's all up to you. Much love, no fear. Keep your heads up. Sun gaze. Force your eyes open as much as possible. And lose that train of thought that makes you think that you will hurt yourself. Lose the train of thought that makes you think and believe everything you hear and understand as in society terms, as in rules of physics, regulations, etc. None of that shit is real. What's real is what you can feel. Now, here goes my little demonstration, I guess you can call it. A quick tip to training up the entire body. Do this and you will feel your entire spine burn, and you'll help yourself continue the path that you must. Much love.